adding fractions. Alright, so let's go over this in a few. I'm going to try and make this short. Alright, so I would copy this down. This is kind of a flow chart that can be used. There's two real options here. We have option 1 or option 2. I'm pointing at those two. So it's either we have a same denominators, like fractions, which in case we kind of just follow. We add the numerators together, keeping the denominator common. So I'm going down this way. And then you reduce and simplify. Alright? If they're different denominators, this is what you're going to follow this path. We rewrite the fractions with equivalent fractions with a common denominator, add the numerators together, keeping the common denominator, then reduce. So we either have 3 steps, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, this would be 3 now, and this would be 4. So those are my steps. Sorry about that. I got rid of those steps. Alright, so let's look at a problem. Alright, so here's an example. Let's look at this. So we're looking at this example. What's going on? We're looking at this one because we have same denominator, so we're going to add the numerators. So this would equal 1/4 plus 1/4 would equal 2/4. So check, check. Now we need to reduce. Reducing is finding a number that can go into both of these. The same number though. So these both can be divided by 2. So this would equal 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my answer would be 1/2. Alright, so there's example 1. So I'll pause it here. Alright, example 2. So now we're looking at, let's do this. So it goes like this. Alright, so that's the path we're going to follow. Different denominators, so we need to rewrite with equivalent denominator. So what's the common denominator? One way you could do it is this. So we can 4 and 6. Let's look at the common denominator. So by doing that, you can just write them out. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So just write down all the numbers 4 go into 12, 16, 20, 24. We'll stop there. Alright? Now 6. What does 6 go into? 6, 12, 18, and hopefully you guys have already seen it, but 24, we got 2 actually here. So we're going to pick the least common denominator, 12 and 12. So to do that, we're going to do this. I'm going to multiply. I'm going to do this 2 different ways. I'm moving that over so I have enough room. So I'm going to multiply 1/6 by 2 over 2. And then I'm going to multiply this fraction 3/4 by 3 over 3. Now, we're going to rewrite these down here. Alright? I'll write them in red. So this will be 9/12 plus 2/12. And here's my answer. Equals 11/12. So I'm using our least common denominator. The other option I can do is just take this 6 and multiply it. But this is going to be a little bit more work over here. Okay, so I multiply this by 6 over 6. And I'm going to do something similar. I'll take this, I'll do 4 and multiply it over here. Oops, we don't want that yet. Alright, so we multiply by 4 over 4. Okay, now, highlight, perfect. So, this becomes 18 over 24 plus 4 over 24. And look, if you look over here, oops, I wrote that wrong. I'm not going to redo this though. That should have been 24. So, we'd already found the common denominator though. So if I add this, I'll get 22 over 24. But you can't stop there because these are both even numbers, and I could divide both of these by 2. Alright, so this would equal 11 twelfths. So I'm going to pause it here. Again. Alright, so there's 2 examples. Now, that's doing it arithmetically. Now let's look at a picture. 1/2 plus 1/3. You could start by drawing boxes like this on your paper. And I'll pause it here, okay? So what you're going to want to do is start splitting this up. So this would be 1/2. So there's your halves, and this is going to be 1/3. Alright, so now color in your pictures. We have 1/2, 1/3. Now we're going to have to try and split this up into common denominators. So we split up the 1/2 into thirds too. So we're doing thirds this way now. And you're going to split up the thirds into halves. And look, we have 3/6 for the half, and 2/6 for the 1/3. And now we'll color in five six. So this would equal 5 6. So if you're a visual person, you can draw it like that, okay? So I'm going to give you guys some examples for you to try. Here they are. I'm pausing it here. And here are your answers.